Hey everybody, I was inspired today to make a video talking about healing the chakras and the astral body. This week I've been seeing the number 3 times everywhere. 333s. I literally came from the gym where my locker combo code was just left at 333. And then of course 3 different people over the last 3 days asked me about Reiki and healing the chakras. And being that there are 3 layers that encase the soul according to the yogic tradition, I had to listen to the synchronicities and make this video. So even though I'm a Reiki master, I don't practice Reiki in the traditional way anymore when working with chakras, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. But let's first look at the 7 main chakras, which you probably have heard are wheels of energy that are associated with various physical, mental, and emotional qualities, but they're not located in the physical plane. Now, if you dissected the body, you wouldn't see the chakras. The chakras exist in the subtle astral body, and depending on how they spin, they either enable or disable your physical capacities, meaning you either feel full of prana or life force energy, or you are depleted. And chronic depletion over time leads to all sorts of chronic illnesses. Now, the 3 main bodies that encase the soul are the physical body, the astral body, and the causal body. The physical, on one end of the spectrum, we know very well. It's the densest body. It's made of our muscles, our flesh, our bones, right? The causal body is, on the other hand, it's very subtle. We can't really touch it. According to Paramahansa Yogananda, who is the great yogi of our times, he says that the causal body is a matrix of 35 thought elements, or you can think of them as ideas, which are associated with the 19 different elements of the astral body plus the physical body. And that concept goes hand in hand with the quantum principle that we live in a universe that is affected by the types of thoughts that we generate and the types of feelings that we cultivate, which leads to the astral body, which is sandwiched between the physical and the causal. Why is the astral body important? Because it's where the chakras live, and it's also our access to this unlimited reservoir of kundalini energy, which fuels the physical body. The astral body it's hidden. It's like the wires in our house, which connect your lights to the street grid, right? Everything that happens in your physical body is actually this mirrored manifestation of what is happening in your unseen astral body. Now, the astral body is made up of 19 elements, which include the 5 jnana indriyas, which is Sanskrit for the organs of sensing. We have the sense of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. The 5 karma indriyas, which are the organs of action. We have the motor organs of speech through our voice, grasping things with our hands, movement through the feet, the excretion processes of the body, and also procreation through the sex organs. And then we have the 5 vayus, which are the 5 inner winds that give energy to the physical processes of circulation, metabolization, assimilation, crystallization, and elimination. That makes 15 elements so far. The last 4 elements which compose the astral body are the sense consciousness aspect of the mind, the feeling body, the intelligence, and also the ego, the ahamkara, right? So these last 4 are massive because your mental and emotional patterns to life situations, whether they're healthy or unhealthy choices, they directly affect your astral body, which thereby affects your access to prana in the chakras. So let's say you feel some unexplainable block, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're most likely sensing the effects of a depleted astral body that is manifesting in the physical plane as some kind of obstacle. So you either get sick, or you have this nonstop negative chatter in the brain or in the head that sabotages you from manifesting the life that you want to live. So then you might logically go try some therapy for a number of years, which is very valuable for a while, because what it does is it helps you to address what's happening in the mental sphere. And then it also helps you to analyze why you feel the way you feel. However, for the most part, therapy alone is not necessarily going to help you create palpable energetic shifts in the subtle body. I've had clients tell me that doing shamanic breathwork, journeying, and energetic practices through ceremonies have been a lot more impactful than a decade of just doing therapy alone. Now, I'm not knocking therapy at all. I think it's very effective when it's done in conjunction with other things. I'm just offering a more zoomed out perspective from a spiritual lens and offering another pathway to move beyond this analytical tailspin that people sometimes get when they go through lots and lots of therapy. Oftentimes when people who have been therapized a lot, they understand why they do things a certain way, and they can pinpoint really quickly, and then they go, oh yeah, I exploded because of this thing that happened to me in the past, which is super helpful because now you understand why. However, it's not so helpful because you keep exploding in the same pattern, and then you stop, you analyze it, and then it happens again, and then you feel bad, and then it's this endless washing machine loop that you're in. On the other end, we have the Spirit Junkies, right? Who swear by Reiki or some other kind of quantum healing energy method. And of course, I know people like this. I'm sure you know people like this. You know, people who are like, oh, my chakras are out of alignment. Let me go and earth myself. And I need to take 1 month off to heal. And I can't see anyone or do anything because it's gonna take away from my energy. And there's energy vampires everywhere. And like, whatever, I'm being a little facetious. But now, okay, there's nothing wrong with taking a 1 month sabbatical or longer sabbaticals for that matter. However, if you're doing it because you're somehow blaming other people or blaming the environment for affecting your energy levels, then it begs the question of how effective and most importantly, how integrative are these energetic healing practices that you're doing? So I used to do a lot of one-off sessions when I was freelancing in New York and also when I had a studio in Singapore. And what I witnessed in clients was that they were getting attached to this feeling of getting some energetic surge or high when they received Reiki or a chakra clearing. And then I noticed it was temporary. And I thought to myself, well, why is it temporary? And then over time I realized it's because they haven't done any repatterning work to shift the way in which their sense consciousness receives their environment. They haven't worked on honoring the truth of their feelings, especially the shadow feelings, right? They haven't integrated their higher intelligence with their ego and using their ego as an ally. And so then there was still this like inner separation, this battle between the angel version of them and then the devil version of them. And that really is what causes a fluctuation in the chakras. It's this attachment to the drama of duality. When you feel bad and then you go see a healer or a shaman, what you receive is like this wonderful shower, right? You feel clean for a while. And then over time, you get energetically dirty, right? That's what happens physically to our bodies. So it's not a very difficult concept to understand. However, the thing is, when you don't address the mental and emotional patterns and create new habits and new patterns in your perception, then your energetic blocks, they come back. And this is why I don't offer one-off sessions anymore to folks because, first off, as a practitioner, for the practitioners out there, well, I feel like a garbage collector. I'm taking everyone up there and taking their trash out. And my soul did not sign up this time around to be everyone's garbage man. Now, one-on-ones was how I worked for a long time. However, it was always at the whim of whenever the client wanted a fix-me-up, whenever they wanted to feel good. It's kind of like the equivalent of someone who keeps having the same repetitive sports injury and keeps going to get a massage for it, but they don't do any strengthening work to support the surrounding structures to avoid the injury again, right? We need massage therapists. We need people that do the dirty work, right? For me, I'm just not at a stage in my life where I'm interested in quick fixes. The work that I do integrates the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the energetic bodies in a systematic process. We work through energetic practices like breath work, we do yoga for the body, there's journeying, there's shamanic ceremony, and what we do is that we then restore our relationship with spirit and the energy world. while integrating contemplative and action-oriented coaching practices to shift the mental emotional patterns. And that just takes longer. And I found that it best happens in programs with other people. And I'm really interested actually in people who are committed to long-term holistic shifts, because when there's a self-initiated willingness to evolve, it means that you will have a more direct access to the healing energies of your chakras without leaning on other people to fix you. Of course, there are times to lean on people for support. That's a given, right? However, it's so much more exciting when you step up to become your own healer. Be your own damn guru, right? That's what they say. So anyway, those are my thoughts about it anyway. What do you think?